Welcome back to another episode of Excalibur CCG TV's Talking Comics. We are your hosts. I'm Randy.
Patrick. I'm Mark.
Mark. And we are here to talk to you about new books that will be on the shelf Wednesday morning for June
Yes.
13th, 2018. I almost said April for some reason. Taking you back. That's right. Need my chains and a little fishing hat.
Big clock.
That's right. We are in two locations that you can find us. One is in Texarkana, Texas. The one that you can see these two guys here, and the other guy that's out there right now is in Shreveport, Louisiana. There are multiple ways to find us. You can go onto our website, ExcaliburCCG.com, or you can go to our Facebook page. There's phone number, there's directions. You can Google us, whatever you want to do. Just find us. That's the important thing. We still have that major announcement that we're talking about. That is
GeekCon.
It's still happening, guys.
2018 version.
They are well in swing of things with the ticket sales right now. Everybody's coming in to pick them up. Don't worry, we have plenty of tickets. If for some reason we start to dwindle, we will get more tickets ASAP. The tickets that we have are going to be your Saturday passes that are $20 and your weekend passes that are $25.
Kids 10 and under free.
That's right.
Over that, it's just a regular ticket.
Yeah.
No kids tickets this time.
You're looking to do Friday night, pay at the door. Sunday, pay at the door, basically.
Military discount, pay at the door.
Pay at the door. Apparently, yeah, there's something for the military. I thought that was just kind of Friday that they did something like that. But I could be wrong.
Last year, I think it was.
It was like Friday you got in free if you had the military ID.
Ticketmaster's not doing it this time, so
right.
I have no idea.
Right.
No idea.
Check with GeekCon if you have any questions about anything with the tickets.
Message them on their Facebook or whatever.
Yeah. All we really know is what the ticket prices are for the 2 days that we have, and the people who are going to be there with the posters that we have in the window. There are no small flyers at this point in time for you to keep as a reminder. So print one off of, save the picture off Facebook and print it off, something like that. But it's happening. We will be there. We hope we will see you there. A lot of comics.
Yep. Again, busy month. Busy.
Yeah, Marvel and DC are both just putting out tons
ranking them out
of new stuff, and I guarantee you DC's putting all these number ones out because they have to do something to compete with Marvel.
Marvel's putting out everything.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun to see what the sales are like this month for everything that's happening.
Should be good, I would think.
I would think, and hopefully they continue that the stories that people are getting look good. We talked about it earlier. The Immortal Hulk.
Man, that
looks fun. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I flipped through it. Doctor Strange is intriguing.
It's very intriguing.
And I very briefly flipped through the Justice League.
That was a good book. I read it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter just has me excited.
That was like fun stuff.
Beautiful Jim Chong art.
Yeah.
Too. So we'll continue with some stellar writers and amazing artists here, spectacular artists, friendly neighborhood artists.
Yes, this is true.
And you're going to start.
And our old friend.
That's right. Start us off with them.
Our old friend Cullen Bunn, teaming up with Mark Bagley. Good creative team there.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing you Deadpool Assassin, number 106.
And I don't believe this is Cullen Bunn's first run.
No, he's done Deadpool before.
All those Kills Illustrated and everything were him, I believe.
Yeah. The Regenerating Degenerate and his old pal Weasel are back, and they're imposing their special brand of justice on any other killers for hire who don't live up to their moral code. Starting with a dangerous operation that'll take Deadpool into the heart of a castle filled with ninja who will stab Deadpool multiple times in this issue. All caps again. Ouch. And that says nothing of the emotional damage the Mark with the Mouth is constantly grappling with. Leave the kiddos at home, true believers, because killer Cullen Bunn and never misses his Mark Bagley are bringing you mercenary action as you like it. Bombastic, badass, and of course, bloody.
Bombastic.
Bombastic.
So
that sounds fun.
Sounds mature.
It does. It sounds mature, but I mean, that's a good creative team. I'll check out the first issue.
Absolutely. Next from DC Comics, we have Hawkman #1.
Yes. Can't wait.
Absolutely.
Can't wait for that one.
Great creative team. Robert Venditti and Brian Hitch. Hopefully Brian Hitch will have a lot of issues already in the bag here.
I hope so.
This is all spinning out of Dark Knight's Metal. Carter Hall has returned to the DC Universe. An explorer of the ancient and the unknown, Hawkman finds himself embroiled in a long-standing mission to discover the true purpose of his many reincarnations. Carter races around the globe, trying to piece together an ancient prophecy. But will he be able to face down his past lives lurking around every corner? Hopefully, we'll get to see some of the other characters that are super intertwined with Hawkman, some Black Adam, some Hawk Girl or Hawk Woman, depending on
whichever
Kendra or whatever we're going with there. But Venditti's one of those guys that he came into DC Comics with the New 52, and he's very quickly learned to adapt and tell a story style that's for superhero comics and gives good stories there. So I'm very high hopes.
I'm very excited. The variant cover by Sejic or whatever is just freaking gorgeous.
He does some super
Stefan Sejic.
Yeah, however we say it.
Yep.
Lots of consonants next to each other.
Yes. So next up for me from Image Comics, Magic Order, #1 of 6 again. Mark Miller and Olivier Coipel. Scooting away from Marvel for a while. This is, I think, his first Netflix thing.
Yeah, that is.
Mark Miller's first.
I think
Netflix,
it's their
Miller
first
World.
teaming up of those two creators too.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Were they on something else?
Maybe not. Okay.
Someone can tell us if it.
Yes. We live in a world where we've never seen a monster, and the Magic Order is the reason we sleep safely in our beds. Magic meets the mob in the Magic Order as 5 families of magicians sworn to protect our world for generations must battle an enemy who's picking them off one by one. By day, they live among us as our neighbors, friends, and co-workers.
Riggs.
Okay. But by night, they are sorcerers, magicians, and wizards that protect us from the forces of darkness. Unless the darkness gets them first.
Riggs would be the weather wizard.
He would be the wizard.
I don't understand what's going on. The third issue just like has an orgy going on the cover, and
5 families are getting really close.
Apparently, because nothing of that description really leads me to believe it's going in that direction. But there's a lot of like native people and
it is more Miller, so.
Yeah, this is very. Speaking of people that write some more mature stuff, here's one of those writers writing an all ages book, I believe so. From Marvel Comics, we have Marvel Rising Alpha #1. Technically, Alpha would signify #1, but it's Devin Grayson on board. Hey, I didn't see that name. Jorge Duarte is the artist, and the cover art is Gary Hiryu. I'm going with that.
Works for me.
I don't know that this is like an ongoing series. I don't know if this is a series of like one shots or something.
I don't know.
It spins out of whatever they put out for for Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, and
they have some various issues, but it looks like this is going to be something that's teaming up Squirrel Girl and Miss Marvel. When Doreen Green, also known as Squirrel Girl, volunteers as head counselor for an extracurricular computer programming class, little does she know that junior counselor Kamala Khan moonlights as crime-fighting superhero Miss Marvel. But this code configuration is more than just ones and zeros when a mysterious new supervillain shows her face. Will our heroes be able to save the day without blowing their secret identities? Find out as you join Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl as they learn what it truly takes to become the next generation of Marvel heroes. I also think that this is something that they're trying to gear this towards. It's like the DC superhero girls, where they're trying to gear it towards like a younger female audience, but you know, anybody can still read it. They're, you know, that's just a lacking audience within the comic books.
It is. It's true. We need more little females reading comics.
Yeah, they seem to put out a lot of stuff right now that's trying to bring in the boys, but yeah, there's not really a voice. You know, that was one of the things. Something like My Little Pony seemed to bring in a lot of guys, like adult men, rather than the young ladies. But things like Lumberjanes did some of that.
Star Wars IDW did that.
The horses.
Series of one-shots with Ray and some of the others.
Right.
Leia
So they have some, but it's now Marvel finally jumping on board to try to you know, get that statistic. Demographic. Thank you.
There we go.
Better word.
All right, I'm going to move over to DC for a minute with Plastic Man, number 1 of 6. I sense a theme in my books today. This is Gail Simone, Adriana Milo, Aaron Lopresti doing the covers.
Lots of great creative teams.
Yeah, it is. Meet Eel O'Brien, a petty thug, thief, and con artist who runs a strip club. Hey, he's also dead, at least according to the gang that tossed him out like last week's garbage. Literally, don't worry though. Oh, literally. Don't worry though, he bounced back from all that, and now he's trying to make a new life for himself, but the effort is stretching him pretty thin. How can he get revenge on his old boss, keep a street kid out of trouble, make a dancer fall in love with him, and stop a mysterious society from taking over the world? Eel has no idea. So, Plastic Man is Eel O'Brien, is that?
Yeah, that's his.
Okay.
That's his.
I don't know much. I watched the cartoon, but
is there a cartoon for
there
it?
was like a long time ago.
Yeah, but yeah, that's his secret identity.
Okay.
He was a thug.
Thug.
Yeah,
Petty thug.
just a petty thug there that's selling a vat of plastic juice. Plastic juice.
Plastic juice.
From Image Comics, we get Stellar number 1. Joe Keating and Hall of Fame pitcher Brett Blevins are the creative team. And real quickly, if you're wanting to kind of get I believe a preview of what this book was, or the original concept for it, we have in our back issues the pilot season. This was one of Robert Kirkman's books that he did with Mark Silvestri, I believe. Okay. That was same name, Stellar. But they may have kind of changed it up a little bit from what I've read of the description here. Stellar was taken as a child and transformed into the ultimate weapon, one that would end the intergalactic war. She succeeded at everything. She succeeded at everything except finding peace. Reduced to being a bounty hunter, she scours the worlds. She's broken, searching for redemption. But there are other weapons loose in the galaxy who just can't leave the war behind them. So I think the whole concept in the original one was creating this ultimate weapon to be able to fight something. So now this is like flashing forward.
Okay.
With it. But
what do you do as a weapon when you don't have a war to fight?
you join the A-Team.
There you go.
Isn't that what happened?
Yes,
they no longer had a war to fight?
I never watched the A-Team.
Oh, okay.
I never did. Probably I'm that guy. I never watched it.
I watched it. It was fun. Back then.
Yeah, I could see that, but I just never...
I don't know if it really holds up these days.
Probably not. Probably not. Now I'm...
Pity the fool who thinks it does.
I'm moving back over to Marvel. This is 2 of my favorite heroes are getting number 1s this week. Hawkman being the first one, this one being the second one. This is Thor number 1. Jason Aaron, Mike Del Mundo, and cover art by Mike Del Mundo and others. No secret that I'm not the biggest fan of Jason Aaron's run, but I'm going to give this a try. It's not my favorite art style either. but I'm going to give it a try because it's Thor, and we'll see how it goes. Jason Aaron and Mike Del Mundo take the Prince of Asgard in a whole new direction. Thor, Odin's son, has regained his mantle, and with it a wild new world of trouble on his mighty hands. The artifacts of Asgard have been scattered across the earth, and to reclaim them, Thor will have to face some ugly truths, like the production cost of hundreds of new hammers, and the Thunder God is going to need every last one of them if he's going to stop the unstoppable Juggernaut. Jason Aaron takes the Prince of Asgard in a whole new direction, which is the same direction he did with Ghost Rider, because this is the same story that he did with his Ghost Rider run. All these artifacts scattered, and he's got to find them all. He's recycling his own stuff again. But, you know, I'm going to give it a chance. Don't miss the latest chapter of the King Thor saga with acclaimed Black Bolt artist Christian Ward as the Thor of the far future encounters an old friend who's undergone startling changes. I saw where he fights a space shark.
Space shark, yeah. It's better than fighting a space shark.
Shark? Yeah. Well,
it'd be frozen, so.
That's
Alright.
Space, no one can hear you, shark.
That's right. From DC Comics, my last one. This is Titan Special number 1. This will be leading into a new Titan series, new direction for the Titans, based on events that happened in Metal and in No Justice. Dan Abnett is writing this one. Paul Pelletier.
Good artist.
Yes,
really like
great artist. Oftentimes reminds me of some Alan Davis style with it. I wouldn't say contemporary because they were about the same time with each other.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, he did a bulk of the Kyle Green Lantern stuff.
Yeah, I think of there's a handful. Brian Hitch is definitely a contemporary of Alan Davis as well.
Sure.
And we get a cover by Brandon Peterson as well. So this is going to be the dawning of the new age of of the Titans. The teens have been left in tatters. I have no hair. How am I a hippie? But a strange new threat. Team is in tatters, but a strange new threat has emerged to lead Nightwing to reassemble the Titans with a mix of old blood and new. A rash of metahuman power fluctuations are threatening people around the globe, and only the friends who grew up as superheroes can help those whose powers have grown out of control. So it looks like basically the same team from previous run, if it's the kids who grew up together. Yeah. It all starts here in this special issue, kicking off in a bold new direction. DC's claim with the Titans is that they will be moving them in a direction where they are basically the Justice League minor league. So they're prepping themselves to become future Justice League members, which is what happened before they switched to New 52, and half the Titans were on the Justice League. But
round and round it goes. All right, this one a couple people have asked me about this week, and I couldn't give an answer because I hadn't read anything about it, but here we go. Weatherman number 1 from Image Comics. Jody LaHoop and Nathan Fox.
Sounds like they hiccup as they were saying it.
I honestly don't know how to pronounce that. Nathan Bright had it all: an awesome girlfriend, a kick-ass dog, and a job as the number 1 weatherman on terraformed Mars. Okay, but when he's accused of carrying out the worst terrorist act in human history, an event that wiped out nearly the entire population of Earth, Nathan becomes the most wanted man alive and a target of a manhunt that spans the galaxy. But is Nathan truly responsible for such a horrific crime, and why can't he remember?
Drink too much.
Yep. That's my reason why I can't remember that.
You just mentioned the whole thing with the horrific event that wipes out everything. I saw this video that they were talking about ways to defeat Thanos, and so they had like Thanos snapping the finger, and half of everything's dissipating there, and it cuts to this bedroom, and the guy is sitting on the edge of the bed, and it pans up, and he's holding his puppy, and the puppy fades away, and he gets this angry look, and you realize it's John Wick, and so the thing just killed John Wick's dog. And
Poor Thanos.
Kind of brilliant.
That was pretty funny.
It was terrible animation with it. It was like almost like 90s computer animation, but
that's pretty funny.
it portrayed what it needed to, got the point across, and I understood that. So, lots of new comics there. We have the back issues and the new issues. We are trying our hardest not to repeat ourselves because,
yes, we are.
you know, you start
trying to go back over these videos.
Yeah, write a list of everything that we've talked about so far. I can start us off. My issue is kind of a random one for us. I'm going with East of West number 37. 37. I can't say the other part of that. With this one of the reasons why I'm recommending this, because just in general, if you've not read East of West, this series is Jonathan Hickman. Everything he did within like Fantastic Four and the Avengers, he is just a master of weaving a web that's so intricate and complex. He should not be able to wrap it up as smoothly as he seems to do so. And this one, there are a lot of players on the board with within this comic. You know, its basic premise is post-apocalyptic world. Death of the Four Horsemen is awakened, looking for his wife and for his son, and he's abandoned the other horsemen who are none too happy when they awaken to discover that. And horsemen don't know if they're good, they're bad, but they're in the mix there. And then there are these chosen ones that are trying to bring about the end of the world. There is the character that's the main part of this issue is the Ranger, and the Ranger supposedly had suffered some injury that should possibly have killed him, but he ain't dead. Instead, he is found and taken to a hospital where he's revived, and he meets up with a group of rogue members from some of the factions who give him a whole lot of gold, and his purpose now is to take out one of the leaders of one of the factions. So they've had a couple of the leaders eliminated. This is year 3 of the series. I think this is the final year. They're talking about going 60 issues, so if that still is the case, they're, you know, a little over halfway there. And you know, there's still a lot to the complex plot, but just part of the great reason for reading this is Nick Dragotta just has phenomenal art, and there's something about people who can use the line work to show movement so well. You know, he does that. I think David Lopez is another one that does that with his work, and it's just one of those things that for me accomplishes being able to contribute to telling a story so much more than the rigid almost let me draw a splash page that Jim Lee or David Finch does. I mean, their art is nice to look at, but it just, I think it's very static. And Dragotta is just one of the reasons for me to pick up the book. But we've got collections for like seven collections of the series so far. If you like hardcovers, they have 2 hardcovers that right now that are out that collect, I think, the first 2 years. Possibly not that, but the first 12 issues per hardcover. But yeah, jump in on the series here. It's one of those that people will ask me something, and it's usually Lazarus, East of West, or Saga that are kind of my go-to responses here. But phenomenal stuff.
Good stuff. My back issue for the week, going back with Marvel again. Go figure. This is giant size Master of Kung Fu number 4. This one sticks out to me. Well, Shang-Chi was one of my favorite characters growing up, but this one, it's Doug Minch story, and I think Keith Pollard art. This is a very fun story. There's a cab driver who's basically Groucho Marx, and he inadvertently brings these bank robbers to the bank for them to rob the bank. Shang-Chi sees a car crash into the front of the bank, goes to investigate, stops the bank robbery. Of course, the cops think he's involved, so he jumps into the cab with Groucho, that's not his name, it's something Hackstabber or something like that, but they take off after the bank robbers because they've gotten away, and of course this leads into a bigger situation with Fu Manchu and this sometime ally, sometime enemy Tiger Claw, who winds up fighting alongside of him until he starts trying to kill people with his poison spikes, and then Shang-Chi tries to stop him. Anyway, it's a lot of wisecracking, a lot of kung fu action, very fun stuff, very cool character, and I'll say Doug Minch does a lot of really good Groucho Marx type puns in there.
Nice. Groucho's awesome.
Yeah.
That is one I've never read. I think right now one of the only ways to really get a hold of your Masters of Kung Fu are to pick up the individual issues. Do they have collections?
They have omnibus, 4 volumes of omnibus.
Oh, do they?
Yes, if you're really wanting them, you better get them because there's only one printing on them. They only did this with the license because of Fu Manchu.
Right.
But they have put out 1 volume of an Epic collection as well, so I'm assuming they're going to collect it all in Epic collection too.
I don't
it's a
know
little bit cheaper, but
if it's like IDW did with the Transformers, where they just blacked out Spider-Man. You just had a silhouette.
No, I think they actually got everything in here. It was just, they paid for the license for all that. It's just it was a one-time thing. Everybody thought that it was just going to be the omnibuses, but they've started on the Epic collection.
Okay.
So it's good stuff. The Paul Gulacy art on the early ones and all that. And then they also collect a lot of the Hands of Kung Fu magazine. Yeah, Deadly Hands of Kung Fu magazine. That stuff's in there as well. So,
but that's been one of those reasons why they haven't been able to do like possibly a Netflix series or something. The whole
they could do Shang-Chi, but they just can't use Fu Manchu and all the characters that come with it.
It happens to be in the comic books.
His son.
Shang-Chi is the son of Fu Manchu, and Ed Brubaker kind of worked around that in Secret Avengers, where they had a person who looked like Fu Manchu, but they never said.
Right, and they've used the Yellow Claw.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I think there's actually an old Golden Age Yellow Claw story in the back of that.
Oh, reprinted in it? Oh, okay, cool. Well, that's all good stuff there. But that's a character with a complex publication history.
Definitely.
You never know what you're going to get yourself into when you take and use a licensed material like that. So that's what happens when, like I said, Transformers or G.I. Joe or someone like that crosses over with their the publisher's other characters.
Right.
If that license goes to someplace else, it's hard to reprint those books there. So cool. That's I think going to wrap it up for everything we have to talk about. No big news for you guys.
It's con season coming up though, so there should be more and more stuff coming out here shortly.
Yeah, well, we hope. We kept saying that about last year, and
they never
gave us much to talk about.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We hope. Fingers crossed. Beyond that, do what you usually do with the video. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know about the books you're going to be picking up this week. Let us know what you think about East of West if you've been reading it, if you've read the latest issue. If you have taken part in reading some great Kung Fu action with Master of Kung Fu. Specifically, Giant Size number 4. Number 4. So, $6.99, not a bad price.
Not bad at all. And eventually I'll do the... I think it was Iron Fist Annual.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first meeting between Iron Fist and Shang-Chi. It's really cool too.
See, that's something that I would hope to see written into an Iron Fist season or something like that, because those characters
Be
would just
cool.
work so well together.
And he would fit in that street level stuff that they're doing
Yeah.
with those shows.
Absolutely. So, what we like, shared, we did all that. Remember, we are Excalibur CCG, or Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games. Our website is excaliburccg.com. And until next time, I guess we're going to ask you to read great comics and comment on the video, and we'll see you then.